Welcome to the Meet Mentor YouTube channel.
Today, we're going to talk about dealing with negative comments. You may not be an influencer yet, but you have dealt with negative comments at some point, whether it's every week or even every day. In this video, we'll talk about creating rules to cope with negative comments. It's important to have guidelines in place so that you don't let these comments get to you. So let's get started. Rule number 1, not all negative comment is bad for you. Negative comments can sometimes provide constructive criticism that can help you improve and grow as a content creator or a person in general. It is important to understand that not all negative comments are intended to harm or hurt you. Some negative comments can be a valuable source of feedback, providing you with insights on what needs to be improved or what topics your audience finds controversial or disagreeable. For instance, if someone comments on your video or post that they found your content boring or repetitive, instead of feeling discouraged or upset, you can use this feedback to reflect on how you can improve your content and make it more engaging and varied for your audience. However, it's also important to recognize that not all negative comments are constructive or helpful, and some may be intended solely to hurt or discourage you. In such cases, it's crucial to understand that the problem lies with the person making the comment, and it doesn't reflect your worth as a person or your content's value. Therefore, the first rule of coping with negative comments is to learn to differentiate between constructive criticism and baseless hate, and use the former to improve your content while ignoring the latter. Rule number 2 is that it's okay to be disliked, and this is an important rule to remember when dealing with negative comments. It's natural to want everyone to like you, but it's simply not possible. Not everyone will appreciate your content, your personality, or your views, and that's okay. It's important to understand that negative comments are not necessarily a reflection of who you are as a person or the quality of your content. It's essential to remember that you are creating content for your audience, and it's impossible to please everyone. Some people may not be interested in your content, and that's okay. It's important to focus on the positive feedback you receive and use it to improve your content. It's also important to avoid taking negative comments personally. It's easy to get defensive when someone criticizes you or your work, but it's essential to take a step back and objectively evaluate the comment. Consider if there is any constructive feedback that you can use to improve your content, but don't dwell on the negativity. In conclusion, rule number 2 is all about embracing the fact that not everyone will like you, and that's okay. Instead of focusing on the negative comments, focus on the positive feedback you receive and use it to improve your content. Don't take negative comments personally, and use them as an opportunity to grow and develop as a content creator. Rule number 3, it is not your task to control other people's emotions and thoughts. This rule means that you should not try to control how other people feel or think about you or your content. It's important to recognize that everyone is entitled to their own opinions and feelings, and it's not your responsibility to make everyone like you or your work. When it comes to negative comments, it's natural to feel defensive or upset, but trying to control someone else's response to your content is not productive. Instead, focus on being confident in yourself and your work, and accepting that not everyone will like it. Remember that criticism can sometimes be constructive and can help you improve, but it's important to discern between helpful feedback and hurtful comments. Ultimately, trying to control other people's emotions and thoughts is a futile effort that can be draining and stressful. It's better to focus on creating quality content that reflects your values and personality, and accepting that not everyone will appreciate it. Rule number 4 highlights the cost of freedom. Freedom comes with the cost of being disliked by other people. This rule implies that if you want to be free to express your thoughts, opinions, and beliefs, you must accept that there will be people who disagree with you, dislike you, or even hate you for it. It's important to remember that the freedom to express oneself is a fundamental right that should not be compromised. It's essential to be true to yourself and express your thoughts and opinions, even if they are not well liked by others. It's important to have confidence in yourself and your beliefs and not let the opinions of others control your actions. In the age of social media, it's easy to get caught up in the need for validation and acceptance. But it's important to remember that true freedom means being able to express yourself without fear of judgment or retaliation. It's important to note that this rule doesn't encourage or condone offensive behavior or actions that intentionally harm others. Rather, it emphasizes the idea that it's okay to have different opinions and beliefs, and that not everyone will agree with them. Ultimately, the cost of freedom is the risk of being disliked by others, but the reward is the ability to express oneself authentically and without censorship. Rule number 5 is to be there for the long term and stick to your strategy. This means that instead of focusing on short-term results, it's important to have a long-term perspective and stay committed to your goals. In the context of dealing with negative comments, this rule emphasizes the importance of not letting negative comments derail you from your goals. It can be tempting to give up or change course when faced with criticism, but sticking to your strategy and focusing on the bigger picture can help you stay motivated and continue making progress towards your objectives. Sticking to your strategy also means having a plan in place for how to deal with negative comments and not letting them throw you off track. This might involve setting boundaries, taking breaks from social media, or developing a support system to help you stay focused and motivated. Overall, rule number 5 reminds us to stay focused on our long-term goals and not let negative comments distract us from achieving them. Remember, the things you say and do online can have a real impact on others, so it's important to be mindful of your words and actions. Before sharing any information, it's always a good idea to verify its accuracy and potential impact. For those who may be watching this video with a negative mindset, remember that your words and actions have consequences. What you say can hurt others, and it's important to be kind and respectful towards others, even when you don't agree with them. If you have something negative to say, take a step back and ask yourself if it's really necessary or if it will bring any positive change. In conclusion, strive to create a more positive and supportive online environment by being respectful and empathetic towards one another. Use the power of the internet to connect with others and spread positivity rather than negativity. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button below to stay updated on future videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.